Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at how to find the area of oblique triangles. In part one, we're going to find the areas of side angle side triangles. So given two sides and the measure of the angle between them. So we're going to actually derive where this formula comes from. So we have this triangle ABC, where it could be any triangle, any arbitrary triangle. And inside I drew the height or the altitude from B, vertex B, down to side AC. So drawing the altitude, or the height in this case, it splits our triangle up into two smaller triangles. The one here on the left and the one here on the right. And as far as the area formula goes, we'll work with the one on the left. So your area formula for a triangle from geometry class is 1/2 base times the height, which in this case the base of our triangle is side B and the height is the altitude, or h. So area is 1/2 base times height. And as far as this triangle on the left is concerned, we have, if we look at this right triangle, we have the sine of angle A is the opposite, which is the height, h, over the hypotenuse, which is c. So once again, we have the sine of angle A is h for the opposite over c for the hypotenuse. And multiplying both sides by c will clear out our fraction. And if we multiply both sides of this equation by c, we'll get the height of our triangle is c times the sine of angle A. A little bit like how we came up with the law of sines in the last section. And so substituting this expression, c times the sine of angle A, into our area formula for our triangle above, we get the area of this large triangle, ABC. The area is 1/2 the length of side B times the length of side C times the sine of angle A. So here's our area for this triangle, 1/2 B times C times the sine of angle A. And the previous formula actually can be extended to find the area of a side angle side triangle if you have any two side lengths and the angle measured between them. So we have 1/2 BC times the sine of A, which is what we stated here. However, depending on where we drew our altitude from, we could also use 1/2 times AC times the sine of angle B, or 1/2 times AB times the sine of angle C. So in other words, the area of a triangle is half the product of two side lengths times the sine of the angle between them. So if you know the lengths of any two sides of the triangle and you know the measure of the angle between them, you just take half that product of the two sides and multiply that by the sine of that angle, and you'll have your area. So let's take a look at our example. Find the area of the triangle. There's only going to be one. Round your answer to two decimal places. So we have angle A is 62 degrees, the length of side B is 10, and the length of side C is 24. So let's start by sketching our triangle. Here's our triangle. Notice ABC. It could be any triangle you want. Nothing special about it. But notice we have two side lengths, the 24 and the 10, and we also know the measure of the angle between them, the measure of the angle that those two sides make. So we can put these values into our formula for area as 1/2 times 10 times 24 times the sine of 62 degrees, and at two decimal places, that's going to give us about 105.95 square units. So if these were in feet, it'd be about 105.95 square feet. If they were in meters, it would be about 105.95 square meters, etc. So that about does it for this video. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to get the area, but this time not being given a side angle side triangle. So we'll need law of sines for that. So I'll see you then.